Today, let's check out the Timemore C3-ESP. I've been using it for a while, and I'm excited to share my thoughts. Unlike the S3 and X Lite, which have their unique designs, the entire C3 series can be very confusing. So first, let's clear up some confusion about the C3 series. All C3 grinders use Timemore's new S2C burr set. The C3S and C3-ESP are newer models with a full metal build, no plastic parts inside, unlike the original C3 and C2. The key difference is that the C3-ESP is designed for espresso, offering more grind settings and finer adjustment per click. The Pro versions, like the C3S Pro and C3-ESP Pro, feature a foldable handle for portability. In short, the C3-ESP is versatile, handling both espresso and pour-over well. That's why I chose this ESP version. If you mainly make pour-over, the C3S will work and is slightly cheaper. If you think our content is useful, please hit the like button or consider subscribing for more videos like this. Thanks for your support. Alright, let's take a closer look at the design and build quality of the grinder. The C3-ESP has a really solid full metal build. It's all aluminum and stainless steel, including the lid, the knob, and the internal support. It feels robust and premium. This one doesn't have a foldable handle. If you go for the Pro version, you'll get a foldable handle, kinda like the one on my S3 here. It folds down easily, making it more stable on the table and easier to store, but it'll cost you an extra $10. And there's a silicone base at the bottom. It's a small detail, but really nice. The C3-ESP is pretty compact, standing at 147 millimeters tall, 52 millimeters in diameter, and weighing 540 grams. Looks-wise, it's got a sleek, minimalist design. You can get it in black or this special green. I really like the textured surface, similar to the C2, which makes it comfortable to grip. Overall, the build quality feels solid and well engineered. It definitely looks and feels like a premium product, even though it's priced in the mid-range category. The C3 series still uses an internal adjustment mechanism. To change the grind setting, you just remove the catch cup, secure the handle, and twist the grind dial at the bottom. It's pretty straightforward, but not as convenient as the external adjustment you'd find on the S3 or other grinders. It has you covered for all brew methods. Each click adjusts the burr by about 23 microns. This isn't a super fine adjustment, but it's good enough for dialing in espresso shots. The grind adjustment options are the main difference between the C3S and C3-ESP. So, if you're into more fine-tuning and don't mind spending an extra $10, the C3-ESP is the more versatile option. It's thoughtful that they have included the suggested settings around the dial plate. If you calibrate the grinder correctly, the finest setting should be pointing at number 0. Then 1.4 means 1 rotation and number 4. 0.6 means number 6. Quite easy to understand. For espresso, you'll want to be around 0.6 to 1 full rotation on the dial. If you're using a mocha pot, go for 1 to 1.4 rotations. For pour-over or drip coffee, 1.4 to 2 rotations works well. And if you like brewing French press with coarser grinds, aim for 2 to 2.3 rotations. The suggested settings here don't mean they are always suitable for your beans, but you get the range. Now, let's check out the performance and user experience of the Timemore C3-ESP. The grinding speed is similar to the older C2, which is fast enough for daily brewing. Grinding 18 grams of coffee for espresso takes about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and it only takes 38 seconds to grind 15 grams of coffee for pour-over. It's compact and easy to grip. The grinding process feels smooth and steady, but for some denser, light roasted beans, you might need a bit more strength. Like most hand grinders, it is very easy to disassemble for a deep clean. Turn the dial all the way to the coarsest setting, then remove the dial plate, followed by the burr, spring, and washer. Push the shaft out. Now you can clean all the internal parts with a brush. When putting it back, there are 2 washers. The one with only one raised side is installed on top, with the raised side facing the bearing. The one with 2 protruding linings goes in front of the spring for the burr. Another good thing is that it's easy to recalibrate the grinder after cleaning. There's a hole at the bottom of the burr. place this knob into the hole and lock it up, it should be pointing at 0 after reassembly. If not, it should be pointing at 5, then turn the hole to the other side of the central shaft and it will be 0. Overall, using the C3-ESP has been a great experience. Now, let's put it to the test with both espresso and pour-over methods. Starting with espresso, I set the grind to around 0.8 as a starting point, which is about 24 clicks on the dial. Then I pulled a few shots with 1 click finer each time to dial in. 23 microns doesn't quite offer enough control to perfect a shot. Each click may change the brew time by around 5 to 10 seconds. Nevertheless, I can find at least 2 clicks that can grind to the right size and make a very drinkable espresso shot. This will suffice for any home espresso machine, especially with a pressurized basket. For pour-over, I tested it by adjusting the grind to about 1.8 rotations. Just visually looking at it, the consistency of the grind was spot on. There's not too much fine dust or large pieces. I brewed a cup using my V60. The coffee's flavor is good, with bright acidity and sweetness, and a fairly full body, though it sometimes has a bit of unwanted bitterness. The clarity isn't as good as the S3 or X Lite, which produce clean and smooth acidity of the beans. However, we don't always compare coffee side by side and sip the coffee like a Q grader. For everyday coffee, it definitely produces a very good cup, especially for medium or dark roasted beans. Recently, I reviewed the MHW-3Bomber's R3 grinder, which is the same price as the C3-ESP, so let's compare them to help you decide which one to choose. The R3 is also designed as an all-around grinder for espresso and filter coffee. It comes with an additional feature that allows you to sift the fine dust with a built-in screen. For pour-over, I think they produce a quite similar cup with a fuller body, but you do have the option to sift out the fines for a higher clarity cup of coffee. For espresso, the R3 adjusts 16 microns per step, instead of 23 microns, giving you more precise settings for espresso. Additionally, the R3 has an external dial, which is more convenient than the internal adjustment mechanism. The R3 also features a magnetic catch cup instead of a screw-on cup, making it quicker and easier to use. The overall features of the R3 seem to outperform the C3-ESP. However, it's larger and heavier, which might be a consideration if you need something more portable. Comparing the C3-ESP to the Timemore S3, it is better for espresso since the S3 can't grind fine enough. On the other hand, the S3 excels in overall build quality and pour-over performance, but it's also more expensive. I think this grinder does the job well for less than $100. Indeed, in recent years, many more good hand grinders at this price point have been introduced to the market. But Timemore has a good reputation in hand grinders. Considering their build quality and innovation, their products are very reliable. Especially if you are new to coffee brewing, this C3-ESP can meet most of your requirements for your daily brew. Hope you like this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.